Welcome back, everyone, to ECAC. We're here with Valorant. We're here in week one of the regular season of this fantastic spring semester. And we're starting off in the Titans division with a matchup between Fisher College and University of Kentucky. And Wes, let's just start off with the main thing. It's good to be back. It's good to be finally back on stream and finally watching some more collegiate Valorant.
Yes, yes. I've honestly really missed this. I mentioned to you before the stream started that I really haven't been watching Valorant recently, and it's something that I've missed doing, and the game has changed so much since we last saw it. So I'm excited to see how these players have adapted to that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Valorant in general, the collegiate scene's been kind of quiet since the new semester's just starting up, and VCT didn't start up until like a week ago, so there hasn't been a lot of professional play to watch. But that's actually kind of an interesting thing to bring up because while there hasn't been a lot of professional play to watch, there has been some very major game changes, and that starts off with our new map pool. We got some maps we haven't seen in a little bit back in the rotation, notably Fracture and Abyss, and those are some maps that I'm really excited to finally, be able to watch once again.
Yeah, yeah. Fracture hasn't been in the rotation in a very long time, and it is one of my personal favorite maps, and I'm very excited to see it be played at this level. Especially as you said, we're in the Titans division, which we didn't really see until I think playoffs last season. So it's very exciting to be here so early on in the season.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm glad that we're in the Titans division to start off. I mean, last season, I loved covering Division A, but that's basically all we got to see until about the final week of playoffs. So it's going to be a different change of pace. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of more mechanical play, but also I'm kind of excited for the cerebral part of things. The new strats and different ideas that people come up with, and something that you can work around now is this new agent Tejo, who I think is kind of taken the competitive scene by storm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as we all know, like when Riot specifically releases a new agent, they're usually pretty unbalanced at the start, but Tejo really seems to be taking everyone like the initiator game off its hilter.
Yeah, I mean, Sova is now less relevant on a lot of maps, and if you've been able to catch some VCT matches, Teo's being played almost everywhere, and it's a great new agent to pick up as well because there's no lineups. Just point and click adventure. Anything you want to do, you can do, and it also completely invalidates some really powerful agents in the past, including KJ and Cypher. So that is actually kind of exciting because then we'll get to see a little bit of the newer Sentinels be played, which I think it will be refreshing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you see VCT and other like professionals playing out there, you tend to have this cookie cutter sort of lineup, and don't if it's not broken, don't fix it. But it does lack, some of the other characters. Valorant has so many different characters in every different selection. You you really just can't. You don't get to see it all that often.
Yeah, yeah, not at all. And talking about that shift in agent pool that you're talking about, the cookie cutter meta has kind of become more of a Vise based comp in some of these maps, which I think now that Vise has been out for longer, people are starting to really finally realize how powerful she is. And because she can play kind of more off site and doesn't have to directly like anchor as strong as a KJ or Cypher does, it does decently well into Tejo. So I'm expecting some more Vies today, but it also depends on what our map pool, or sorry, what the map picks are. We don't entirely know exactly what that is yet. Teams are still deciding, but as soon as we get that information, we'll let you know. Um, Other just important facts about today's match. We are doing best of three. It's going to be best of three until I imagine we get into playoffs, semifinals, and finals, just like it was last season. And again, it's the Fisher Falcons versus the Kentucky Wildcats. And uh, I mean, look, I don't know if you know a ton about collegiate esports schools, but Fisher has been kind of a mainstay for quite a while. They're a powerhouse, and it is deserving that they're in this Titans division. But also, Kentucky has kind of come up to kind of a rise of power in recent years. They have a really nice partnership with Gen G, and they have a really nice esports facility. I've been there a few times, so I know I'm not supposed to have bias as a caster, but I would love to see the Wildcats bring it to the Falcons today, and really make them work.
Yeah, yeah. It's so hard to say, at this level and seeing these people. I am still, as you said, since Kentucky is this rising star in the recent years. I think it'd be very interesting to see some newer team kind of take it this first game.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and I think it will set the pace. Uh,
Yeah.
for the rest of the season, or I mean just the rest of the series. But in the Titans division, it's gonna be tough. And something that you mentioned to me is that Fisher doesn't have just one team here, which I think is kind of scary if you're thinking about it. Like if you're doing scrims with your own team, and they're also at the same level as these other schools, you're gonna get extremely good practice, which that's important. But I also want to know if like are they gonna have the same ideas as each other, and will people be able to learn faster because you're gonna see these people on stream and then be able to adapt. I don't know. I'm just like riffing right now, but
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah. No, I completely understand what you're saying. When you come from the same school, it might also be a bit of a hindrance at that point because you're all kind of have these probably very similar strategies, and you might get used to going up against your own strategy as opposed to going up against someone else's.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to find out. It's all speculation at this point. We don't know really what these rosters are going to do. I don't know if these rosters were even here last semester, and that's a good sign. Personally, ECAC is growing pretty fast, and if we got to talk about things to look forward to this season, look, the winner of the Titans division does get free Chipotle meals, and I saw that sponsorship and I thought that was absolutely insane. But I mean, come on, free Chipotle. That's that's a lot on the line. So starting off strong here with a win in week one, it will definitely set you on that path to getting that free food and that recognition, those trophies.
Yeah, that sounds really incredible, honestly, to see that having such a mainstream sort of thing come forth here in ECAC. Like Chipotle is known so like pretty much everywhere,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you see that here in ECAC having this sort of sponsorship, and winning the Titans division by itself is such a really important thing,
yeah.
and to add that to it is incredible.
All right, well, now we can focus back in on the map pool. Here we finally have our three maps, and we're going to start off with a new one. We're getting Fracture here in map one, and then we're going to be heading to Haven and then Lotus last. I know Lotus wasn't in the last map pool, but it has been played kind of recently. I'm excited for all three of these, though. And all I'm noticing, though, that these three maps traditionally extremely attack sided, which makes
Hmm.
for some exciting gameplay. So we'll see how things change again since Teo is here. Can be pretty suppressive on both the attacking and defensive half, and I believe on all three maps will most likely be played. And we'll see what the ideas that these teams bring. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now we have this new agent that we haven't seen at a collegiate level being played, and we're going in on our first map having a map we haven't seen in a really long time in the competitive pool. Fracture having only two sites as opposed to both Haven and Lotus having those three sites still has a pretty strange thing in which you can access the site pretty easily while attacking from either side, which is, as you said, very attack sided and kind of a disadvantage for defense.
Yeah, and the other thing with Fracture is something I heard quite frequently on the VCT mainstream the other day. You can orb max so
Hmm.
much. There is 4 orbs on the map at any one time in every single round. And if you play for that, which these players most certainly will, you can get those ults up like crazy. I mean, 4 ult orbs in one round on one player, that's half an ult. Like that,
Yeah.
that's crazy economy. So we'll see how these players play around that. It's going to be pretty difficult. It's going to be fast paced, and again, when you're walking into a new season on a new map, it's going to be a little bit nerve wracking.
Right,
All I
right.
am though is excited. Like I can't say how excited I am.
I agree. I'm also really excited about this. I think that today's game specifically might need to be taken with a grain of salt in terms of how these players are playing. You know, they're still getting back in the swing of things. I mean, we are still in Titans division, so I'm sure these players have not been slacking on their practicing. But still, you know, getting right back into playing these sort of high stakes games.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, there's so much on the line this season, so much to play for. Not only, bringing them that trophy, but also bringing them some free food. So I'm sure these players will be trying very hard. Um, but unfortunately right now we're having a little bit of some tech issues. My observer, as much as I love him, can't get Valorant to work right now.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's okay.
Once
Uh,
you get the start of the season, you got to be a little bit interesting here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, it wouldn't be an ECAC stream without like 50 minutes of delays and my voice getting fried within 10 minutes, but that's okay. Uh, it's what we've come to love and what we've come to enjoy. So, yeah, but we'll give it a minute. We'll give it a second once we get back into the swing of things and get back into the lobby. We'll bring you to map number 1 here in match week 1. Okay. All right. Well, we're back. I think we're good. We were having a little bit of issues, but I think we can finally show the game now, which is exactly what you were all here for. So we'll
Yeah.
get in here to match one in just a second. Oh, it's just everything's breaking. Everything's tweaking out. Hopefully, the observer controls work for you guys, but we'll find out. I don't know. You're just seeing the back end right now. It's rough. It's messy, but we'll get it underway, and hopefully next week this won't be a problem. But we've been away for a while, and with that comes a little bit of rust. I'm sure I'll say some really silly things today, uh, and I know my observer's definitely going through it right now, so it happens. Definitely
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. I mean, we're only human. Yeah, these things you can only rely on technology so much before it starts to kind of power down.
Yeah, again, every single time I do anything esports related, something has to break, something has to go wrong. But I think finally we're good to go, and we'll be able to get this game underway. Just waiting on the players to press start. Once that happens, we'll be fine. We'll be good. And here it is. All right, agent select here for Fracture. Personally, I'm looking for some Breach, some Rays. I don't know what else.
I
Well,
mean, yeah, so far we have Rays being hovered on both teams and Breach being hovered on University of Kentucky.
yeah, these are the old meta picks, and I don't think it's going to change too much here. As you know, even though we're in a new season, we're in a new year, these agents didn't really change too much in this map. Old strats are still going to be the thing that you rock with while you're learning. What I do see though is the Sage. Now, the Sage is a bit of an interesting pick here because it does have some nice tech. Like the walls can do some crazy things, but it can kind of slow down your pace down when you're trying to actually get these aggressive pushes in, and it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if I love Sage as a Sentinel, but again, going into Tejo, maybe it'll be a little bit better since you don't have to necessarily be on site for that wall to do its work, and you can throw orbs from basically anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think we have seen Sage last season almost at all being played. So I think it would be very interesting to see. And I think if any map was going to have Sage, Fracture is a pretty solid map to have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh my, there is something new, and we were talking about it just a little bit, but Blink has locked in the Vise, and that I have to imagine is a result of being just a little bit fearful of that Tejo. So finally, we'll get to see some Vise gameplay on the ECAC stream. It's been a hot minute since the agent was announced, but we didn't get it all last season. Glad to get it here. We also get to see Clove on the side of, oh my gosh, of Fisher College. So it'll be a lot of new meta, new ideas. And all I can really say right now is I think Fisher has a single game plan in mind, and that is go fast and go aggressive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Breach is not often played these days, and you can really utilize his utility here on Fracture.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the stuns do a lot. The Rolling Thunder can absolutely just win you rounds, and the Breach utility in combination with the Tejo utility makes post plant the worst thing ever. I mean, it's almost unplayable. So if the spike gets down, it just might be over, depending on what actually happens. And now that I'm thinking about it, the Sage may make that actually worse, since the slow orbs will even make it harder for you to get away from those Tejo rockets. So we'll see exactly what happens. But here it is with, I believe, yeah, it's Kentucky starting on the defense. And we got this Teo setting up on this B site. First pistol of the new season. I'm a little bit nervous. Don't know how you feel, Wes, but
Yeah, definitely a little nervous here. I'm really excited to see Tejo being used on both sides.
there we go. Fast rush towards this B site. Breach flash comes out. Rays satcheling in and somehow staying alive. KM Lord finds 2 picks right away near rope. And onto this B site for with relatively no issue is Fisher College. Falcons burning off pretty strong. Bad just gonna push all the way into attacker's spawn. Find another. It's Yugen.
Last player standing.
In the 1v5, flashed everybody, but Moeda does not care. It's a flawless start here for the Falcons in this spring 2025 season.
Yeah, and as you predicted, that was a very quick round. They were super fast there, knew exactly what they were doing, and got in and out without much of an issue.
I'm hearing that you guys can actually see the gameplay right now, so I'm just going to give you the best mental image you could ever imagine. And that is Cam Lord is going to be stunning up a main, and Menace going to go down to the oh my gosh, washed. The buck. Spam through the box from Cam Lord. Lucas out. Just again, more util, more spray. These Bulldogs doing some damage. The Vandal in the hands of oh my gosh, Javi. Eagle hands Blink will not be able to get anything done with it. Finds the last one. Spike goes down, and it's 2-0 lead early here for Fisher College. There's 2 guns on that bonus, but otherwise pretty solid.
Yeah. I think even though Kentucky didn't win that last round, I think it was a very smart idea with the breach stun and the Teja rockets there. Right off the bat was able to slow them down, and while it didn't really do too much damage, it was still an idea that seemed to have a lot of basis.
Yeah, and it definitely converted for him, but now we finally see this anti-eco is going to come out from Kentucky. They should have some firepower finally behind them. Fault line being held in the hands of Yugen. Kind of poke and prod into this A site. IBM out main, but drop is where everybody else is. And they're just going to walk in. Nobody around. IBM trying to delay the plant, but it's slowed up by the Sage Orbs. Bad finds the opening pick, and KJR finds the next 2. Okay, well, good response from the Wildcats for giving up first blood, but Bad is going absolutely insane. Those flicks were crazy. 2v2 situation. Blink. Really looking through contact.
One enemy remaining.
And Javi playing on top of this wall perfectly. Lucas, though, how does he manage to pull that one off? Finds the conversion in the 1v2 with the high-low setup and wins this round that Kentucky desperately needed.
Yeah, Kentucky very much reminded us why they are also in the Titans division right here, able to pull that back. I mean, it was that round was pretty back and forth at times. At beginning, Kentucky seemed to have it with the first picks out and getting 2 right off the bat, followed by Bad, absolutely crazy flicks. But Kentucky was very much able to get that back.
Yeah, just hero play after hero play, swapped back and forth, but it's all they needed. Finally, Kentucky gets one back. They lose a lot of money for it. And it's screaming through, and the Vise not slowing down Menace whatsoever onto this B site, and Spike going down imminently. Just throws the molly out, just to try to slow things down. Javi on top of that wall once more, and it's gonna find the first. Just playing so creatively around the geometry of the map, pulling those crosshairs away and just being in unexpected spots. Oh my gosh, just finds the pick on KGR as well, even with the satchel piece. And now, on for a 3K, maybe even 4. Spraying into the Clove of Smoke, and Lucas can try to save here with only 30 HP left. And you can see they're hunting him down. Javi with classic in hand, just gonna try to right click it. 4 HP left. Can Lucas save the gun? No, there's a 4K for Javi and a third on the board. Wow, these Falcons are soaring.
Yeah, and as you said, very quick and fast-paced rounds here. They get in and they plant that spike, and they do not give up sight at all. Once they have the spike down, sight is locked down for them. And as you were saying, with Javi having these creative plays and able to use Sage and her walls to his advantage to get to these areas that otherwise would be pretty inaccessible, and able to follow it up by hitting his shots.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. But here's the Rolling Thunder already coming through. Sand control, take it. KJR, this angle from drop. Eagle in hand is gonna get fault lined, and not much you can do anymore. Yugen forced to just back off from the spawn, avoid the Roomba. And yeah, the post plant utility, or sorry, the plant prevention utility going out, but not really doing anything. So once again, we're in this post plant position, advantage in the hands of Fisher. 4 players trying to come through drop. It's slow orbed up. Not much you can do whatsoever. Here they go. The flood in happens. Bad finds the first, finds the second. We're finally getting traded, but it's just bodies dropping everywhere.
Wow. As soon as Kentucky tries to push back on site, it is absolute bloodbath for them. Even if they're able to get 1 or 2 of them out of the way, it's just not doing enough for them. They, I feel, need to prevent that bomb from going down, front spike from going down, and I think that is how they're gonna have to start playing, is just not giving up sight, because they have been so far unable to retake it.
Yeah, it's just the retake seems impossible, especially with the incredible utility that Tejo and Breach provide together on this post plant. And it's again just gonna tap crawling through. Does not seem to have any fear whatsoever. Finds Blink instantly. They switch the Sentinel over to this A site. Just doesn't do enough. Thorns, a little bit of poke damage, but that's really it all. Menace gonna aggress into spawn, swinging a little bit too wide. You can find refrag, and here it is. Fight out from main. The showstopper shot down. Use that revive, and there it is. It just seems like there's nothing that the Wildcats could do to really slow down the Falcons right now.
No, it's so brutal out there, and again, it's so fast. Like, these rounds are going by like nothing. We are already halfway through the first half. I mean, it means we're a quarter of the way through the game at this point. Yeah. And just almost entirely going the way of the Falcons. It's appalling, honestly, to see a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough. I mean, and again, there's just all disrespect. They don't seem to care about the utility that Kentucky's throwing whatsoever. They're just pushing straight on through it. The Menace right here now is an off, just wide swinging. Like, just no cares given. Finally, Blink finds a pick, uses Bucky. Up and rafters, and I mean, that's fine. Finally gets traded out by Mueda, and there you go, Reds from Javi to bring that back to life. Just doesn't seem like anything they can do to prevent Fisher from getting down onto this site, but Spike isn't down yet. KGR finding trade on Javi. Yugen finds another with a Sheriff. So it's a 3v3 situation, and here comes the Rolling Thunder. Catches a lot of players, but doesn't catch Yugen. Doesn't catch Cam Lord, and Cam Lord finds the last 3, and that's what's going to happen if you get punished for that one. Not good enough placement on the Rolling Thunder there.
No, I was gonna say, especially on the Falcon side, having the util that they do, the way they are using their utility, is really impressive. I mean, again, they are completely disrespecting the utility and the presence of the Wildcats, but their own utility usage is really impressive to see.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky's just being forced to play retake after retake, and it's just not working out. KJR trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. Peek out main, and oh my god, it's just layer on layer of utility. It's just overwhelming. Menace gonna push out through sand with operator in hand. Finally gets shot down. I mean, KJR putting in some work. This
One
3
enemy remaining.
stack from
Spike down A.
Kentucky might actually finally convert them around. They have all 5 standing, and it's just bad left. And yeah, okay, well, it's a little sketchy. Blank looked a little lost, but it doesn't matter. You can brings down bad, and there's 2 on the board. If much needed around after quite a long time for UKY.
Getting back into the rhythm of it, slowly, you know, accumulating these rounds. It doesn't seem like a lot right now, but 2 rounds can make such a big difference later on. And they did, the Wildcats did play that round very well, able to prevent that, them from getting on site and prevent on site from going down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they switched things up. They were more proactive. They weren't just allowing the space to be taken without any sort of pushback. And it's the same plan here. The fault line goes through. Blink finds Menace. We are in a nice spot here, but the metal bring him down to 1 HP and bad. Takes him out. Positioning up towards heaven. See some contact. Fascinator just jumping through, and Yugen not able to do anything about it. And these ruse from the club are a bit interesting. Just really fat smokes on the site. And, you know, thought they would maybe just swing out of them and get aggressive, but it seems like they found some space in the spawn and they want to use this. They're going to reset back towards A. Avi, nice wall to slow things down. Could be playing high. Crossers up. They're going to clear Avi out with the KO drone. Slows and he pushed through. Camlord does get the down.
Spike planted.
But here we go. Vi's ult underway. Bad. Immediate classic in hand. Let's go down. Gonna go.
My turn.
Or not dead yet. And interesting decision. He's distracting, and it was distracting enough. IBM is brought down by Javi at the end of the day. So in lead back increased to 5.
Yeah.
A lot of ults used that round, but I don't know.
University of Kentucky was able to stop the push on to B site, but was not really all that prepared for the rotate on back to A site, and they were able to, and the Falcons are able to get that plant down once again for free, and they were forced to do retake, and it's just not working out for them. So while they were able to get prevent them from planting on B originally, they have to be ready for that rotate.
Yeah, they do, and I think it's a good time for Blitz talk to the team and get some sort of mindset and new game plan going, because look, you're down 2-7. It is the attacking sided map. I still believe that firmly, especially now with the addition of Tejo. But you got to change these protocols. You got to change, you know, the looks that you're giving and give something back in return to all of this layered utility just to get onto site that Fisher College is using. We'll see what they come up with here.
Hopefully able to tip the scales back in their own favor.
And it may not just be this round that delivers, might be the next one, as it looks like they are on a bit of an eco. Let's see what the coach has cooked up. Lucas gonna swing, almost finds that timing on a Menace. But actually, this might be good. They're just gonna just push into spawn. Camlord finds KJR first, but bad. Actually, just finding everyone. And gonna be able to get that overheal on top of it. But you still see the last 2 players of Kentucky winning from the flank. But I think they gotta know at this point. One thing to note, though, is that this comp does not have any sort of alarm bot or flank protection utility. But what it does have is a million stuns and flashes, and Breach just completely abused Lucas, and Menace comes in with the knife. So I like the idea. You know, change things up, be aggressive out of mains, and try to take that space, but it's not working out.
No, no, I think at their econ level, it's a little difficult to be able to contest that space and push up there, as you're very clearly going to be outgunned if they are pushing up with you. You might be able to take them off guard, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the weapons to combat them, it's kind of difficult to win those battles.
Yeah, and it's definitely been proving them to difficult to win any sort of battle, even on even utility, or sorry, even guns. So we'll see. Menace again just pushing straight through the thorns and taking all that space onto site. Tries to go towards spawn, but Lucas finds a good time, swings out of the smoke, and brings him down. So, push stopped for now. Javi's already used the wall. They're still sitting out here at a B main.
Confirmed kill.
Oh, solid shot there from Wada. That's going to grant them B site. Positions of the rest of these Kentucky players, I think they're not entirely convinced that this is where they're going to end up. Yeah, it is. Spike is going down. Aftershock is perfect, but luckily, Yugen able to defend. Keep Lucas alive. Dad finds Lucas, but KJR finds 3 of his own. It's a 1v1, and it's KM Lord taking it. The breach continuing to show off the mechanical ability.
Last round before the switch.
The utility usage, all of those things been on point to this point. And wow, I mean, just 9-2 lead and last round before the half, and Kentucky's on an eco.
Yeah, they are in a tough spot right now. I think that even though they aren't winning as many rounds here and they aren't doing as well as maybe they want to be doing, they have a really solid teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing together decently well, but I mean, you gotta just acknowledge the insane layered utility. You know, as I say that though, Menace was double saturated on his own, Rolling Thunder, and with an operator, so couldn't even fire his gun. Not necessarily the smartest thing to do. But the Armageddon comes out from the Tejo, and they have a free A site. Blink finds bad though, so here it is. Lead now back restored. Blink trades out for Menace. Finds another. Drop from drop. Tries to find Yugen. Finally shut down.
One enemy remaining.
And IBM just pushes straight out of A main.
Going out.
Gets the spike, and no one is ready for it, so just free entirely. Moeda's going to try to go across this rope. You can see the close smokes put down, but they can hear the noise, but the movement's too good. IBM doesn't find the shots. The spray is going through. He's just going to go all the way across again with spike in hand. Heading towards this A site, and it's a 2v1 scenario.
30 seconds left.
Still has the stealth drone. Get some info after the spike goes down.
Planted.
And there'll be a little bit of time for these players from Kentucky get over here. Both coming through spawn one.
Molly.
All right, well, there we go. Layered utility. Trying to get him off site. Goes towards these stairs. This is poking out, but finds the perfect swing. Lands the shot. Okay, so 9-3 half is we're gonna be at right here. Kentucky getting another crucial round, and I think this one might actually give them a shot going into the second half.
Yeah, 9-3 is not the worst place to be.
Switching sides.
And especially, as you said, on this attack-heavy map, they are going into this attack round for themselves, and if they are anything like Fisher College, they should be able to grab something from this and could really potentially bring this back. I don't think it's impossible or even remotely hopeless at this point.
Well, we'll see what they can do. I mean, it's going to be a bit of a grind for them. They need to start off here with a nice pistol round. Let's see what they have whipped up. What are they cooking in the kitchen?
Definitely. They need this pistol round to really send this half their way.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough, but got a decent comp for it. Here we go again. Menace is going to push all the way through, double satcheling with the shorty. Nobody there, so there's a lot of info gained. You know that one side of the map they're on, and Javi's getting absolutely util dumped. Gets out with life in hand. But are they ready for all these players in the flank? Yes, they are. Blink finds Menace. KGR finds the next, and now just continuing to fight. Mugen, flashpoint used. Slows things down, and they're just swinging classics. Landing their shots everywhere. Javi, last alive. KGR's a little bit low, but everybody else pretty healthy. Here's the swing. Finds the first. Sees KJR, gets another right click. It's down to the 1v1. 12 bullets in hand. I don't think they know. No way. There it is. Okay, Lucas. Finally making sure that dangerous round gets closed off. I mean, should have even had a chance there. But man, Fisher went to the breath, to the death, and almost just end of game there. I think if Fisher pulled that one off, I mean, that's map 1 gone.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were way too confident in those 1v1s there. You know, letting Avi take those after all game being really consistent and hitting his shots.
I mean, Avi's been deadly with the gun, creative with utility. That time, actually no, does get up. I thought didn't make it, but we're all good. Color advantage now for UKY, but you wouldn't know it. You were just watching bad play because that sheriff shot was crazy. Gets first blood here in round number 14. But here comes the execute. Kentucky on the side, made a gun down, pushing in spawn. Pink Shell's gonna take Yugen out. KGR finds Cam Lord. It's a 3v2 Menace with this Bucky, and I'm seeing a low health IBM, and that's not gonna work out. Bad with another shot, and here it is, the the eco round 1 here. So Fisher College getting it back right after losing that pistol, and 2 or 3 rounds away from bringing this one home.
Exactly. I think that Kentucky was, I feel, trying to use Fisher's strategies there in this round and weren't quite able to pull it off the same way that Fisher has been doing. And again, if Fisher is going against their own team for scrimmages, they probably know how to combat themselves better than anyone else.
Yeah, they seem like they're totally okay with just, yeah, you're gonna push it fast and just try to beat us to the punch. Well, no, we're just gonna go right back at you. You know, just with shotguns and double satchels and stuns galore. And what is this from Javi? Doesn't matter. Blink's ready for it. Coming to expect the shenanigans at this point. Cam Lord gunned down by KGR. Moeda was caught with the stealth drone out. That's a free pick. Now it's Blink fighting Menace, and it's only the Clove left alive. Bad has had some crazy rounds, but this one would have to be the craziest. Just Guardian. Full health, full utility. What can you really do? Start here. Finds Lucas. Good first shot. And it's not going to matter. KGR getting a 3K this round. And we respond with another eco. Thrifty in favor of the Wildcats.
Now we win.
Feeling a lot of back and forth this round, really showing off that this map is definitely attack-sided, as Kentucky is kind of pulling it back right now, able to secure, I believe, a second round in this half, and really kind of feeling themselves at this point, kind of getting into that groove once again. And but the Falcons are not giving up.
No, I mean, we'll see what they come up with here, but it looks like it's going to be a double tap from Menace, top of the tail utility. There's a nice spot over this box. Can see into attackers spawn. They decide to re-rotate out from A. Bad anchoring sight. Blink, the first one to peek. And yeah, contact's made, and Bad's not going to mess around. Maybe will, actually. I don't know. Thinking about pushing through this smoke. He's playing inside of it. No. All right. Judgment better of him. And Javi is going to consistently punish now for these crazy walls. KGR with the showstopper goes over the top of everything. Doesn't find anyone. Cam Lord trying to low profile
Spike
beneath
planted.
that smoke, but doesn't do that. Menace pushing through sand,
Last player standing.
gets gunned down by Lucas. This is looking really good here for Kentucky, and yeah, there it is, the trade to bring it home. So okay, yeah, you bring the gap down, right?
Yeah, Kentucky is slowly but surely closing that gap. I mean, it's still an uphill battle at this point, but they are sort of getting the hang of it, getting used to how Fisher is playing and slowly adapting their strategies to fit how Fisher has so far been defensive. They have been very aggressive, Fisher, in their defense, and I think that it's becoming a bit of a hindrance to them at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of mirroring exactly how they played their attack, but at this point, I mean, I think Kentucky's kind of ready for it, and I don't know, they've caught Javi out multiple times, being a little bit too forward. Not this time. Playing a nice shot on the IBM, finds KJR as well, and this combination of sheriffs, this massive amount of damage. Can't forget with this clove stage comp, it just seems like there's an unending wave of bodies flying at you as they just keep getting revived over and over again. It's down to Lucas. He's not going to be able to secure it. Sorry, win this 3v1. So Thrifty in favor of Fisher College, and ults well spent as well.
Yeah, they were able to get that round up and get themselves 2 away from winning this round. Overall, I feel Kentucky was a bit bold there, even pushing Javi, was able to catch him off guard originally, but pushing even with through the slow orbs and with the wall there is a bit sort of bold, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, I don't know, a little bit too much of, like, I would say hubris. Okay, Javi, no way you didn't get away with that. Okay, you did. Never mind. You know what? Just, again, disrespect is just the play style of Fisher. They do not care. They're going to push you, whether you like it or not. It's just a matter of, are you ready for it? And I think Kentucky slowly but surely is realizing that is the case. Catches Menace on the flank, and Wada goes down as well. So, numbers advantage towards this A or B site. Blank with 3 on the round. Cam Lord
Spike
has the
planted.
Rolling Thunder, but does get the first, does not get the second. Thought he had it. Just a little bit by the wayside.
Yeah, Kentucky able to really use this map to their advantage on the attack side, as I've and you've been saying this whole time, attack heavy. You can really see it in the way that Kentucky is able to utilize this map to their advantage and really start gaining rounds. Again, still 4 down from tying the game, but is slowly but surely making their way up, getting used to it, and trying to get used to Fisher's playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely adjusting. But the one thing I want to note is that we were talking about Warden maps a little bit earlier, and it just seems like it's not happening. But it doesn't seem to matter because they are catching these flank ideas consistently now. So it seems like almost every single time Fisher's playing a man down. This time it's Menace taken out immediately. Also, I believe going into this round, I think it was 4 ults on the side of Fisher College. They had a lot to work with here. They've already invested a little bit. And Yugen just doesn't seem to care whatsoever. Javi goes down on a site, and it's gonna be a 5v3. Camlord is on the flank. Uses the flashpoint, swings out, should see 2, but IBM turning that flash brilliantly.
Last player standing.
And the swings are good. The teamwork is there, and it's a flawless round.
Yeah, as you were saying, the flanks that are the rotates that University of Kentucky is doing here, they're able to get a pick and then move on so that they are facing a different site with all the members of their team intact, while Fisher is a man down at the time. You know, those early picks are always so important in these kinds of matches, but especially when you are then doing almost an immediate rotate or switch up of your plan, it's really working to their advantage at this point.
It is. But it seems like the reins have been reeled in just a little bit. Menace not double satchelating towards some random part of the map. Instead, just anchoring on this A site. The adjustment that they need to make. See the stealth drone clearing out info. Going to catch Yugen. But it's kind of just a lie. This A side. And Javi is over the wall, but flashed up. Link can't make the shots. Menace, Bucky, they break this section of the wall. Be met with a very rude awakening. Calls to push out through sand. Bad missing the first shot. Yugen stunned up. The aftershock is just causing so many problems. The slow orbs, the Teo utility, all of it being layered one on top of another. Didn't result in any picks, but finally bodies start falling, and it's everybody inside of Fisher College going down. But Menace, beautiful showstopper. It's 2 back, and now it's the res invested. Cam Lord is back up. TJR brings one down, brings another. It's a 2v1. It's the player who's just revived, but he's got no bullets. So, there it is. Another round to win. It's 9-11 now.
Smoke can block the enemy's line of sight.
This gap is down to
If they're
2.
blind, we move.
Yeah, I think that Fisher has sort of gotten the memo that they can play as aggressive on defense with Kentucky here. They have adapted to that sort of, oh, they're going to push and we can take that pick right off the bat. But even with that adjustment, it wasn't enough to win them this round.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. I mean, they're really trying. I like the aggression. It was working early, but now it just seems like they don't have. It's not working. It's just not working nearly as well. Kentucky has completely adjusted to it. Now we're just seeing full anchor of sight. Here goes the Teo ult. The site should be clear of all utility on it. Wait a fighting for control, but it's not working. Menace gun down, and it's even with the 4v4, but Yugen with the rolling thunder lands on everybody onto this B site. Cam Lord stunned up, but there's no one to push with it. KJR finally coming from heaven, taking out Cam Lord and Javi down as well. Moida, 6 HP, just doing his best to slow down this plant, buy some time for Bad to get this wraparound.
One enemy remaining.
And it was a good timing. Shots didn't land, but a collapse randomly, suddenly puts us in a 1v1. Wait a 6 HP and half a rechargeable shield. I mean, just single bullet at this point will bring him down, and there it is.
That is, that perfect timing, and right there was absolutely what made that round so close. Probably shouldn't have been as close as it was. As we said, that rolling thunder was really useful, but no one to push on site to follow up with it. But overall, really good from both teams, able to bring that to a 1v1 and make it so close, as the game is now 1 away from being tied.
Yeah, and we're within a hair's length now. It's been quite a fight back, but Wildcats making a run at it. It looks like they're going towards this A site, and they're going to read this one perfectly. The stack towards B. Not a single player from Fisher ready for this Menace. Waiting and drop. I'm sure in just a few seconds we'll see him probably double satchel out and try to find something. And here comes the re-clears. They're going back towards spawn. Yugen's caught completely out in the open, and the flashpoint causes so many problems, but it doesn't matter. Lucas shuts down everyone on the flank. KJR helping out a little bit as well. Devi's on site. Takes down Menace, so tied back up. It's 11-11. Make a wish, because look, it's been a good match here to open the season. And it's crazy. We might be seeing overtime here on map 1, or momentum will continue to carry for the Wildcats.
Exactly. Such an exciting map to open on
We can
for the first
overcome
round of the first game of the season. Absolutely. Just
Hold
coming
missiles
back
away.
from what seemed like impossible odds.
Yeah, it didn't seem like Kentucky had any of the answers on their defense side, but now it seems like they have all of the answers. They know exactly what Fisher is trying to do, just solving every single problem along the way. This time, though, a bit of a different look. It's a default. Playing slowly outside of all of these entrances. You're looking to farm some orbs. That ult economy even stronger than it already is. 2 massive ults in the showstopper. And Vises already in the pocket of Kentucky. Deathly silent outside of B. Javi. Together, there comes the swing from Heaven. Bad finds one
Spike
for
down.
3. And
Got the spike.
all right, well, there's the Vise ult. Lucas finds Javi, finds Bad. Bad does use the res, but I mean, you're just gonna be able to run away.
30 seconds left.
So it's gonna be a 2v3. Boink swings first. Menace holding it.
Hellfire.
So we're back to even. Site is cleared. Time is bought. Camlord just gonna swing out, and Yugen.
Spike planted.
I mean, not gonna let that one go. Menace, they know where he is. They have the high-low being played, and Yugen. I've got plenty of fans in chat, but it's definitely putting on a show for him right now. 3K to bring him to 12, and now 1 round away from winning the first map.
Yeah, coming back from a 3-2 half now to 12-11 and winning. So far, they're in the lead and have a very real shot of taking this first game, where at first it really did not seem like they were going to be able to combat Fisher on this map in this round, but instead they have proven otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, they've really turned things around. They've proven, at least, I think both of us wrong, because I didn't really think there was any shot.
Out
But
of charges.
it is an attack side in the map, and clearly they look like they're comfortable. Menace. It's a flash from the teammate, but IBM's ready for it. They take him down.
Hold missiles
Missiles are flying on to this A site, and KJR with the showstopper. But again, once again, not finding anything with it. I think that's like 0 for 4 at this point on showstoppers.
Spike planted.
That's all right. It all can't be Menace. IBM. Sliver of health, trying to get that res off. They're covering this body. They know exactly what's going on here. So Avi goes down. Blink finds the last kill on Moeda, and there it is. The comeback completed here for the University of Kentucky. And what a first map to win.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I wasn't confident in Kentucky's ability to bring that one back. I was hopeful. I was hoping that they were going to be able to pull off some hero plays, some sort of miracle, and they did. Really impressive that they were able to combat Fisher, even if it took them a little while to get there and to get into their confidence, get the ball rolling. But they did it and were able to take this first round, this first map.
Yeah, it was just a fantastic, dominant performance from them here on that attacking half. And again, just like a fantastic showing of what these two teams could do. Also, fantastic showing of what these new agents can do. With the Vise and the Teo getting a lot of value in that series or in that map. But we'll see if that continues to be the case. We are going to be heading to Haven in just a second. Let teams switch around and maybe get a little bit of a break beforehand.
Yeah, and we are going to see a bit of different play styles on Haven as opposed to Fracture, as it is a 3-site map. which Fracture is very clearly not. Even if it has different entry points to each site, it's still very different than playing a map like Haven or Lotus if we do get to that third map.
Yeah, I hope we get to that third map because these two teams are delivering right now. But yeah, here we go. 3 site maps in coming back to back if needed, and it's starting off here on the classic, everybody's favorite. It's Haven. Look, this map's been around for quite a while. It's had a lot of different looks, a lot of different changes. Neon was definitely meta defining last split, last season. We saw it all the time here, but now with the nerfs and the changes, may not be the case. I'm not exactly sure what to expect here. You got any ideas?
No. I think that usually you tend to see Cypher on this map, but that was really to help combat that Neon, and especially with Teho now taking the competitive world by storm, it's hard to use Cypher on site like that. So it really depends on if these players are willing to take that battle with Teho and kind of have that old meta or change it up and use player sentinels like Vice.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Because look, the original issue with KJ on Haven was you got to deal with Breach because Breach is most likely going to be there, and so that's one ability that can destroy your ult. Well, now you have a second character that can do the exact same thing, and they honestly kind of like playing together. So it might not be a KJ meta right now, unfortunately, as that may be. I mean, obviously KJ got a lot of fans, a lot of players out there, but we'll have to see. Um,
Yeah. I mean, especially with Teo's ult working very similar to Breach's ult, having those sort of corners as well, being able to kind of run through them with those ults is very useful, especially for attacking and getting on site. Not to mention post plant positions.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how all of these adjustments are made. I'm trying to find like a single map of Haven played by like any professional team right now, and I just cannot. So I literally do not know what to expect. I don't know what the people are cooking out there. I know there's definitely different ideas. Um, we'll have to find out.
Yeah. I'm sure that that both teams have something extreme cooking in it within their lineups. They've been practicing. They know that these maps are in rotation, so they must have at least some sort of lineup ready for us. And I'm sure there's going to be at least one surprise agent. There always is that we are not expecting to see.
Yeah, I would love to see some Yoru because Yoru is very strong. Has been since the rework, and we're seeing a little bit more used in pro play and higher level play in general. And I'm
Yeah.
personally a big fan. Haven, it's got some weird stuff with Yoru that those Yoru one tricks be cooking up some crazy things. So we might be able to see it. Might be able to see that. I don't know who on either of these rosters would even want to play uh, Yoru because we have two fantastic Raze players. I mean, KJR and Menace did put on a show, and Menace specifically looked fantastic with those double satchels. So I mean, who knows? Who
Exactly.
knows?
Exactly. I also am a really big fan of Yoru, and I think that with all the corners and sort of spaces where you can sort of send your teleport or your clone out is really underused in Haven. And I think that Menace with his double satcheling could also make pretty good use out of those teleports and being in awkward positions where people may not expect them to be, or having that quick escape, which may have been an issue in the last game where he was able to get in real fast and not able to get out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens now. Look, it would be kind of funny to see Menace on a Yoru because I can just imagine already the amount of shotguns that will be held in hand and the amount of Yorus that will end in shorty to the face. So
Yeah.
uh, I would be looking forward to that. But we'll see in just a minute. We're gonna take just a little bit of a break. It's gonna be just a minute or two. We're waiting for one more person. Never mind, I lied. They're back now. So yapped for too long. Sorry, chat. We're getting into it, and we're into agent select here on Haven. Oh,
Uh,
all right.
oh.
We're getting it instantly. Look, we were
There you go.
talking about it. We were talking about the idea of it, and there it is. Yoru already being taken by Bad, the Clove player from last match. So switching up the controller, and right now I'm actually seeing 0 controllers being hovered by the side of Fisher College. A bit of a strange one, but maybe that's the new meta. Who knows? All right. Yeah, okay, Avi. Bring us back to the realm of reality with an omen. Um,
Yeah. I think it is interesting to not, if you weren't going to play smokes on Haven, is very risky,
yeah.
as it is though it's three-sided, and Omen can get his smokes pretty much across map. So it's a really useful player agent to be played on this map. But with Jet and Cypher can kind of counteract that, as we're once again seeing a bit of struggle almost back and forth of who's going to play a smoke and who won't.
Yeah, we will see what they bring in. They're debating between the Omen and the Clove right now. I think both are pretty solid. It looks like Moed is going to lock in the Clove. Look, the uncertainty on the side of Fisher makes me feel like maybe they haven't practiced this yet. This may be new for them, which would be really not great. um, Especially since you already lost map 1, which I can only assume was their map pick, seeing that the defending side to start was Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So we could be in kind of a sweep territory if that is the case, and I'm gonna hope not, because these two teams have been very entertaining.
Exactly. We also aren't seeing Tejo on either side, despite the large role that agent played on Fracture. We aren't seeing being played here in Haven, and I think it's because of how established Haven is in the competitive map pool and how Sova is generally played here.
Yeah, Sova has a lot of really solid lineups. It's a lot of really good util. It's really great on the retake and the post plant as well. I mean, the Hunter's Fury does a lot of work across the board here. And you are seeing the Cypher locked on side of Kentucky. It's a very traditional comp, I would say. This is exactly what I would expect. I pulled up just some random VOD of a high level match from like a few months ago, per se. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty normal. But for Fisher College, it's anything but. You have the double initiator still with the Sova and Breach, and you actually have the Jet, but double duelist and Clove with no Sentinel on a map that already struggles defensively. Maybe a bit of an interesting choice. Here we go into round number 1. It's a stack on the B, and it's not going to be met. Everybody's just running through garage. So Kentucky
Right there.
possibly getting a free fight? No, what are they doing? They're just pushing all the way through spawn. We have flipped the map entirely. We are now playing defense on side of Kentucky. Javi has a nice spot. That's a true discipline, but missed the first shot. Finds first kill on the Lucas, and that's not a bad pick to find. And finds 3 total. 2 more on site and is on for the ace. Sees the one from Graffiti, and never mind, it's flawless. Instead, Moeda and Bad cleaning it up, and I don't know what was going on there. It was chaotic, it was messy, but it ended in Fisher's favor.
Yeah, I mean, just a really big round of loot here. As you said, flipped it. It almost seemed like they were defending. They were able to come from defender spawn and had their kind of pick of what site to go on. And unfortunately for University of Kentucky, Avi had an idea of exactly where they were able to have that trigger discipline and really able to take it out. I mean, 3K got.
Yeah, 3K with the Ghost, and that was definitely a momentum swing for that pistol. Now we're looking back towards this B-side. Continue to stack it here. There's 3 players sitting here every single time, and Moeda, this outlaw, is just taking names. Finally goes down to classic after running out of bullets. And, okay. Well, KJR was doing something there. Menace it was Menace doing something, which actually makes entirely total sense. It's on character. Menace has been a menace this entire game. So, traded out, I guess, which was the value given. And
Here.
yeah, I have really no words for that. Just a nice, clean, easy round after the initial pistol win.
Yeah, we are seeing once again this fast pace
Right
as we
there.
saw in the first half of the last map. We are once again, even despite the flip of sides, really fast paced plays.
Well, there goes the flashpoint. Forces off Moeda. the Outlaw. And 4 players are actually all 5 have already rotated towards the C site. It's a stack. So KGR just flying right through the back of the site. Finds the first pick. It's been trade after trade. Lucas on a little bit of health. Low HP. Really a sliver for KJ. Or sorry, not for KJR. For Yugen. That disappeared, and now it's just KM Lord and Menace left. And Menace, 3K, easy as you like, with the Vandal in hand. Takes down Blink, and it's 3-0 lead on the defense. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but I guess it's just all good calls, because they've just stacked every site perfectly up to this point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they seem, despite the uncertainty in agent select, Fisher seems to be doing very well so far. Able to read Kentucky's plays almost perfectly and just really able to use the map to their advantage, using their skills, hitting their shots. Incredible.
And they're looking really, really solid right now, but this Aftershock did catch a couple of players, making things a little bit difficult, but no swing off of it. Lucas, yeah, gonna punish that. You can hear the orb being grabbed. So Avi goes down. Finally, first blood in favor of the University of Kentucky, but it's just these sheriffs. They don't really have a lot to work with, and again, these fast rotates are crazy, but they just walk into Blink. They don't clear the left side. So it's going to be a free site. I mean, it'd be Bad is here. So is Menace. Doesn't really do too much at all. Bad goes down. KGR is on the flank. It's Menace is headed with an off. And the spam.
Spike planted.
Down to just 12 HP. KGR. Here go down. You can hear all the footsteps. They're just going to keep swinging. They know the op's there. Can't take everybody out at once. Maybe looking to drop. Maybe looking to mix things up. Holding this close angle. And yeah, finally down Thrifty in favor of Kentucky. So getting one back after giving up their gun advantage the previous round.
Yeah, but, getting anything on the board, especially this early on, is probably feeling good here. We mentioned it being an attack-sided map, but so far we aren't seeing that. We're seeing a pretty big different gap here. I mean, for early game anyway, having 3 rounds going to Fisher and 1 round going to Kentucky.
Oh, there's Menace with the op in hand again. Finds the first right away, and they're just going to keep rolling in towards Bad. So, yeah, just a slaughter to start this round, and the players left for Kentucky just kind of left wondering what happened.
1 enemy remaining.
Well, they didn't have to wonder for too long, because they also just got shot dead, so it's done. It's a flawless. And Fisher increased that lead back to 3 once more.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive of a push by Kentucky. I understand wanting to push that operator right there, especially with the Sova Dart able to grab the location of the jet with the operator, but pretty risky to push into that without too much information, and they ended up paying the price just running and not being prepared to meet someone else.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, it's not perfect trades, not perfect synergy, and that will cost you, especially at this level. Here we go. It's just a full push into this B site. Players on the Falcons ready to go, and there is the dimensional drift. Bad, going to get a lot of information. You can see all of these players posted up, and you combine that with the Hunter's Fury. You're going to take out IBM. AGR gets back with an eyes, but not finding Bad. Mueda finds Blink as well, and it's just Lucas left standing with the classic in hand. Oh, it's just absolute fury and fire right now from Fisher.
Yeah, we are seeing a almost mock of the first map, having this 5-1 in Fisher's benefit here, just really getting knowing what they're doing, reading the plays, and being able to almost perfectly combat everything that Kentucky seems to be coming up with. It's almost as if they're starting back at square one.
Yeah, I mean, this is very similar to what we saw in map 1, where they just couldn't really figure out how to answer the plays that being thrown at all right, well, there was a first blood there, but it's once again the guns doing all the work on the side of Fisher. Bad taking
standing.
names, taking players. It might take 4 down. No, Moeda finds the last, but 3K regardless, and Bad continuing to stay informed from the last map, just hitting all their shots.
Yeah, definitely extremely impressive plays going on here. The usage of utility on both sides, the blinds by the Omen Lucas here, really getting a lot of use out of them, even if they aren't winning the rounds.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know.
It's a little brutal out there right
Yeah,
now.
it is.
But we have seen this before.
We have seen this before, but not on a map that is traditionally very attack-sided.
True.
Against a team that has no sentinel. Like this is a bit crazy. And Menace just finding first blood on the blink, re-peeking the op. Not advised, really, especially when Menace has been hitting shots like this. So A site completely locked down means you only got 2 options left, and both are being perfectly covered. Yugen holding that fault line. Comes to right side. It's
Cover going out.
to no avail. Doesn't find much of anything. KJR does find the pick inside of garage. Rotate off this. No. Prod in towards B, and it's not working out. And Moeda and Bad combine again. Just shut down this B site. Find that round win.
It's just, once again, a bloodbath out there. It's incredible to see that Fisher to be taking all of these rounds with, as you said, without a sentinel. No one to traditionally lock down a site, and yet able to completely stop the pushes, the plants, the retakes for Kentucky.
Decoy. Time to jump.
Okay, well, finally, they all line up, and KJR gets 2. Blink taken up by Bad, and Bad finds another. Way too much value for dollar there. Menace on the flank with the knives. I don't think they know, but their shots aren't landing. They still haven't turned around. What is going on?
Planted.
Menace
One
finds
enemy
both.
remaining.
It's just the 1v2, and there it goes. Moeda finding the last one.
I mean, we can say what we want about not hitting those shots, but if you don't turn around, what else can they do? I mean, eventually they're gonna have a chance to reposition and get their groove back, and that's exactly what Menace did. Not the best awareness from Kentucky currently.
Yeah, I think they're just a little shell-shocked. It seems like they really don't know what to do. They're disorganized, and it just doesn't look great right now. I really don't know what to say. I mean, Kentucky, you gotta figure this out.
You gotta change things up. I don't think aggressive pushes. I mean, they've been aggressive. They've been pulling back. It feels almost
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
useless.
And they've had a few rounds. They started with the advantage, but just immediately they get traded, give up a multi-kill or something, and it's been Bad on the delivering end of most of them. As he finds another 4 in this round. I mean, this is crazy. He's already at 19 kills. He's 19-3. Like, they just cannot stop this man right now.
No. And I mean, as you said, you predicted Yoru would be incredible on this map, having the abilities that he does, and having a player who knows how to play Yoru is something extremely hard to combat. you're is able to get across the map in seconds, able to get out of risky situations, and
Get out of my
having
way.
a player who knows how to use those is
Yeah,
really scary.
yeah, he's been extremely self-sufficient, been able to play it for himself a lot, and it's worked really well. But finally, we're seeing Kentucky finally get some fights their way. As Blink popping off with a 3K. It's just Menace left alive. Neural Theft will reveal the location. Menace, I mean, really in just the worst position possible. Blink just has the cam out. And finds the 4th. So, okay, 4K for 4K, but what does it matter when you only have 2 rounds on the board? They got to find another at least, and then we'll have an exact replica of what happened last map. So,
Exactly. I mean,
we'll see.
if they win this next one, we'll have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in the second half, because this is really so similar to what happened in the first map, besides the switching of sides. We had Fisher on attack last time and absolutely just dominating that one, and now they're on defense and absolutely dominating. But as we said, Kentucky is going into a defensive half after this. Their attack advantage will be gone, and just at this point would be really hard, like much more of an uphill battle than Fracture was.
Yeah, I mean, it's an attack-sided map. You're going against double duelist, double initiator. It's going to be almost impossible to stop basically anything that they do. I mean, again, I don't want to doubt Kentucky. I also don't want to doubt the work and brilliant mind of Blitz. We'll see what the coach cooks up here. They've did some good things last map. I think they were able to rally the troops and turn things around. So see if they can inspire their team once more. But this round is really important. Got to get this 3rd on the map. Give yourself some hope and show that you can do it. Win these fights, win these rounds, and close the gap just ever so slightly. Here we go, start a round. Lucas immediately go up towards Heaven.
Off your feet!
And they're just gonna, yeah, they're ulting everything. Bad's caught out with Util, and Blink takes down Menace as well. That's big kills early on, and it's just all Kentucky here. Flawless execution, the set play. Nailed. So Blitz cooking up a storm. KJR getting a little bit unlucky, getting pinged out by the recon dart. Still a 4v2 on this retake. Surely not. Yugen holding down Heaven, finds Javi, and finds Cam Lord on top of it. So, quick 2 kills, close out the round, and it's a 9-3 half once more.
Switching sides.
With University of Kentucky having a mountain to climb.
Exactly. But we know from last map that nothing seems hopeless, and it is not over until it is over. At this point, we are seeing a very hard battle that Kentucky will have to win and have to fight. Pretty much really has to be almost flawless at this point. I know there's wiggle room with the 9 rounds won by Fisher, but at this point, you really don't want to give up much else to them.
No.
Just to give yourself some room for a little bit of mistakes.
Yeah, they really got to bring home this pistol round. They got to be basically flawless from here on out. Again, I mean, you need to be able to give so much pace and so much aggression with this comp that Fisher College has. But there was a bit of a mechanical error to start the round. You can't neglect that as Menace just kind of dashed into the wall. But it doesn't seem to matter. They have a free point onto the A site and gets a free pick as well. Blake trades out Moita. That close is still going to be useful, dying on site, so not the main person you want to bring down. KJR finds Cam Lord, but Bad just getting 2 back-to-back. It's up to IBM in a 1v2 scenario. Spike already down. He's got to push out. The spam is so solid. The recon dart not going to give any information, and Javi wins it.
Yeah, that must be a bit disheartening for University of Kentucky. I'm sure that they can still potentially bring this back. Not over till it's over, but it is definitely looking pretty grim for them at this point.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it might be a time that you force. You just need to win these rounds. And I don't know if you want to be sitting down 11-3, but it looks like they will just buy a few shares, and that's about it. Deep cam from Blink is going to see that everybody is towards C long. The fast break is coming out. TP on the backside already through, and Menace push. Spawn with Bucky. At least hold that choke point. Spike is going down. First are fading. KJR finds the first. Yugen finds another. It's good trades. Not
One
good
enemy
enough as
remaining.
Menace is going to push straight on through. Find two in defender spawn and end this one as quickly as it started.
That is looking very rough for University of Kentucky here, and you must be feeling pretty good if you are Fisher. This map has been extremely quick. Even in the rounds that they have lost, have been being pretty fast played and fast-paced games.
This is
I think that we're going to be seeing a third map. I don't want to call it too early or anything, but so far with
Here.
how Kentucky has been unable to stop these pushes, it's just...
Yeah, it seems like it's imminent, and this time Menace doesn't mess up the dash, but you know what? Blink doesn't miss the shots. Or at least get one. Is it going to be enough? Lucas can spam through the smoke, sitting on 11 HP. Does get the little chargeable shield. Trade out
player
bad,
standing.
but it's Moeda and Cam Lord coming through Garage, causing a lot of problems.
Spike planted.
KJR, trigger discipline, but not good enough. Okay. A little bit lost was the Clove, but unfortunately not going to matter. It's match point here. No guns. It's just going to be a force of what they can on the side of Kentucky. And look, they haven't shown like they can really do a lot in stopping this attack inside. It looks like they're just kind of a wet paper towel you can just rip right through.
Yeah, every single defense they've put up has been shot down almost immediately, and
This goes here.
once Fisher's on site, it's pretty much over.
Who's next? Scanning ahead, cutting through.
KJR
Spike
does
down
find the
mid.
first pick, playing this off angle on B.
I'm back.
Bad is just gonna push in with a shorty, finds one. You can he'll trade it out though, so that's a-okay. 3v3 Hunter's Fury and of UK. They do use it to try to stop plant. Find Moeda with it. So we're still even in numbers. We're not even in guns. Okay, well that's information gained. They know exactly where Javi's playing. They know where Camlord is most likely positioned. What do we do with this info?
Shock dart.
Jam from Javi. Shot start.
Scanning ahead.
Damage and IBM is good utility. There's a shorty.
One enemy
Die.
remaining.
And it's
My
gonna
ult is ready.
find KJR. Not like this. Come on, IBM. Pinged out by the recon bolt. And it's just, yeah, it's impossible.
Concentrate's over.
Not much they can do. Both sides being played for. Camlord to
Attackers
find the
win.
final pick. And we're headed to map 3. Fisher College brings us one in a 13-3 fashion.
This is an exciting first game to the start of the spring 25 season. Just having this back and forth struggle within the first map, and now having this struggle again with the second map, having this, Fisher lost the first one, seemingly that they were going to win it, and Kentucky taking it in the first, but this time Fisher just bowled right through them, and Kentucky just being unable to stop their advances in both attack and defense.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was a bloodbath, to say the least, and it really didn't seem like Kentucky had any sort of game plan, especially on their attack, which was the weirdest thing. And if that continues in a Lotus, it's going to be pretty bad. I mean, these maps aren't entirely too different. Both 3 lanes, both pretty aggressive. A lot of fight for space and utility. Using utility, though, which is a little bit different than I would say Haven. So that might be good for them, as I think that was kind of what they were able to do successfully on Fracture.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think there was a little bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, less util usage on the side of Kentucky during this Haven map. Just I feel maybe it was a bit of lack of knowing the character or the agent, or maybe just didn't have time to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a weird adjustment here. I agree with you that they weren't really layering the utility as nearly as well as they did in the map one. I mean, it was questionable. I mean, it just seems like they couldn't get onto site. They couldn't counter the aggression that Fisher was showing. That's something they were able to do in map one using that utility. So I'm hoping they bring back agents like Tejo and agents like Breach again, and kind of layer that on top of each other to give themselves some space. And it looks like they may do just that. But going back to the Rays on KJR, nothing too surprising there. I think it's a pretty solid pick on this map. Can use it to really take control of Rebel. So that will be solid. We are seeing the Killjoy. I think pro play has kind of moved towards Vise on this map, especially due to the power that Teo brings. But it's not necessarily a bad pick. It's just kind of the traditional old pick. It was really good back in the day. Can use that Odin extremely well. Not sure if we're going to see that, but it would be fun.
Exactly, and it doesn't seem like Tejo is being picked on the side of Fisher, so that KJ could still get a lot of use here without that sort of Tejo being able to combat it. And are seeing a chamber being played on Lotus here on the side of Fisher.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen that, but it's gonna be a fun one. A way to mix things up here on map 3. And honestly, I'm not gonna question Fisher. If they're bringing it, they probably have some ideas around it. And I mean, it's not like opping on this map is the worst thing. Some really nice positions to play from, especially that angle on A. So we'll see if that's exactly where he's posted up or not.
Yeah, I think that as someone, I have played Chamber on this map before, and I feel that there are some pretty great places for his teleport to go down. A lot of great lineups that he can do here for himself. So I am not too shocked by this choice in that sense.
Yeah, you see the Chamber's gonna have the trip set up on B main, TP in Waterfall, and then he's gonna look out, play for Rubble.
Yeah, with his Headhunter is pretty useful over here if people are going to be pushing.
Early utility use to stop the push outside of A main, and they're just taking up all this space. And this has the paint shell. And the aftershock. Sorry, not the aftershock. The stun is ready. Okay, Menace is yeah, that's over, buddy. Nothing you can do about that one. That is Tejo. Good luck and goodbye. Javi Unbreakable. He asked to maybe trade some of these picks out, no decides. Talk and cover. And gets poked out by the stealth drone, so it's kind of all gone and fallen to pieces. Lucas decides to just push straight on in, and IBM matching with him. They get 3 or 4 already down. Just bad on sight. With bad alive, I mean, anything is possible. So many crazy rounds in Haven. And I think they're realizing, yeah, that we're not going to fight this. We're going to B or C. One of the two. They're just going to play for post plant.
Spike planted.
Spike down, ticking. 2 playing towards B main while Blake kind of just playing towards this waterfall area, but it's towards breakable. That's where we see bad, and he find a lot of space. Lucas looking for it, drops double smokes on. The spam is coming through, and someone's gonna have to walk in on this, and there it is. Yugen actually does land the shot. So nice first pistol round 1 for Kentucky, and starting with an advantage finally here in map 3.
Yeah, Kentucky has so far not been doing so great with their attack side, but this map seems to have changed that. So at least in this first round here, able to get their pistol round to themselves and are looking pretty solid. They know this map, seemingly know what they're doing, and with Tejo on their side, it was really useful so far.
Yeah, I mean, they used the Teo very, very well to clear out space. And, okay, well, Menace is just going to walk up, and they know he's there. And they decide not to clear it out with the drone or the Roomba, but instead just walk straight into the Bucky, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So, man advantage already for Fisher, but it's a gun disadvantage overall. All right, well, here we go. We're going to move towards C instead. Wait up. Try to maybe hold this tight angle here. Oh, just gets pushed right off. Fantastic Teo utility. But here comes the Flood retake. Spike is tapped, and there comes everyone flying in from Fisher. Oh, that's really hot. Oh, never mind. Some nice picks back-to-back from Cam Lord and way to make this the advantage now. It's all up to Lucas. Has a Vandal. Has low HP on Hobby and Cam Lord. The spray transfer just off. Cam Lord with 3K. Able to find the win on an eco.
Yeah, I mean, despite losing that round, I feel that Kentucky is definitely showing a bit more of a defiance towards Fisher than they have in the past 2 maps. Here they've seemingly a bit more evenly matched in their power and what they're able to do. But Fisher did just win their eco there.
Yeah, now it's going to be not necessarily the greatest in terms of money for Kentucky. See, it's mostly just sheriffs. The initial push out of A was completely shut down, so now reset towards B. Maybe re-hit A, I don't know. But it's slow, it's defaulty. They're just baiting out utility.
Cover going out.
Teo utility being used now. Too crazy up to this point. Cam looking ready for this hit towards B. Players are ready to pinch. You can see rotating door. Open, and Wada does find a pick. Menace
Spike down.
Just pick after pick, kind of just spread out throughout the map, and Wada is just holding solo this C site.
30 seconds left. 1 enemy remaining.
Now Menace. Place. Yeah, I'm just gonna run straight towards the paint shells. Are gonna be too much. Yeah, it's done. Oh well, you know, Menace maybe a little bit too over aggressive. Just jumps into his own paint shells and goes down. But who cares?
I mean,
it's fine. That's a round win.
Yeah, the round 1, but maybe the econ kind of takes a hit there, just a little bit. But I mean, overall, able to successfully win that round and take out Kentucky without too much of losses on the side of Fisher. But Kentucky is back with equal guns at this point.
Oh my, so much utility dumped and used, and they have the perfect AO utility for both the teleport and for the peak. So chamber completely nullified. Here comes the satchels in, but a nice shot from Matt. Bad. And Wada joining on with him, and it's just completely shut down everybody. Going into the C site. Lucas, though, with 2 nice picks. Left in a 1v3 situation. Full health. Finds Menace as well. No way. They line up, but they can't find the shot. Got so close near the end of it. But Fisher continue to move forward. Almost letting that one slip through their fingers.
Yeah, Lucas has been a pretty solid player, especially when left in these sort of either 1v1s or last player standing positions, has been able to relatively consistently show his strength as a player, even if he doesn't generally stand out amongst players like Menace and KJR.
Here we go again. They're just trying to take up space here, but here comes the showstopper, and there goes Blink and KJR and the rest of Kentucky as they just get mowed down. Wow, again, just aggression. Undeniably the way that Fisher wants to play, and it's been working for him.
Yeah, an absolutely brutal round for Kentucky there. Just absolutely mowed down. I mean, able to take 2 out during that bloodbath, but really didn't make too much of an effect to Fisher. And Kentucky find themselves struggling once again to combat and break through the forces of Fisher.
And they keep trying to go back towards this A site. Trying to fight for rubble control, but it's just not working. Typically in these scenarios, you start trying to maybe re-aggress towards rubble. Tends to be a little bit harder to lock down, especially since you're going to be dedicating people towards A anyways, but no. All right, well, luckily, KJR does find a kill with the showstopper this time. I don't think we've seen that from him at all on the Rays up until this point, so that's good. But unfortunately, he goes down for his efforts. And it's smoked off. Hop in hand. Gonna rotate back onto A site. Going in towards tree. Utility use. I don't know if they're expecting this. They sing the shoulder peek. The Menace isn't able to get out. The satchel not used just yet. 17 HP. Yugen barely with anything left. The Thrash not finding much of anything at all, and Bad not really needing to use the the revive, because 3 other teammates alive, but pulled crosshair attention, allow the other trade to come through, and so yeah, we're up to 5 now. And again, a map that should be defense sided or attack sided is looking not like that right now.
No, and if it's anything like what happened on Haven, it is not looking good for Kentucky right now. As you said, Bad tends to sort of use his ult whenever he seems to have it, and while it may not always be the smartest choice, it does distract University of Kentucky, whether it be someone trying to follow and just try to avoid a player like Bad being out there, or having this sort of just distraction of crosshair in general, and allowing just to draw attention to movement of an enemy team, enemy player.
Yeah, it was I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just impressed. It's been impressive that what we've seen from Fisher so far, and it kind of feels like map 1 was maybe a fluke. Their attack, their coordination on utility has been fantastic. Their leveled aggression is great. The insane individual ability from some of these players has been really something to note. I mean, we've highlighted Bad and Menace so many times, time and time again, and it's kind of, because they're just, I guess you can tell that the players like to play a certain way, and rather than trying to force a certain play style that would traditionally be like the accepted one, they just go fully into that. They don't care that they're just running it down and just trying to get the most insane satchels in front of your face. That's exactly what they want to do, and it's working perfectly. But you know what? Kentucky has a chance to respond. It's only 5-1 down here, and that first pick is going to make things a bit easier. They don't have necessarily the most firepower behind them right now, but with utility, maybe some good ideas here. Bring this one back in. Knockdown is in the hands of Lucas. He can afford to get shot down, and it looks like Hamlord on the other side is able to find 2. Bad trading it out from Breakable, and that spike now these players are just forced to take these fights that are just not what they want to be doing, especially when it's bad on the other side of the gun.
Yeah, I mean, if there is one thing, is that Fisher rotates really fast. At the sign of anything you hear or seeing a kill of a teammate, you tend to get this, excuse me, really fast rotate. I was watching until they heard noise or saw something on the site, and which made them pause that quick rotate. I think that they are very about having someone to back up that aggressiveness, which is where you see a lot of aggressiveness failing, because they don't have anyone to back it up. Fisher does not have that problem.
Yeah, no, they've been very, very good about that. And there you go, bad with the one-way. We'll take out KJR, and despite being suppressed, it's just gonna keep W keying straight forward. But okay, looks like Kentucky able to find 2 back players pushing into their spawn. Work out. But now Bad is trying it again and immediately gets led to the face. So maybe finally
Spike down A.
take back.
One enemy remaining.
Good spam onto Javi from Lucas.
One enemy remaining.
Just Mueda finds the first pick. The swing. Perfect from Blink. And so, okay, it's been a hot minute, but finally, since the pistol round, Kentucky is now able to find one back here.
Yeah, they have found at least a little bit of a foothold there. Really close round, though. Wasn't sure about it at the end there, if it was going to go either way in that 1v1. Bad just, I mean, going unpunished so frequently is just, you really have to get rid of these players when you have those chances to. And
here we go, Kentucky trying to match the aggression, really fight for mound control here. Lucas can find Mueda, but it's just panic spray after panic spray, and Javi,
Last player
cool
standing.
level and controlled
Spike down.
to
C.
find 2 picks, and now it's just Blink all alone inside of spawn. And the next jump peek, wide swing, Blink taken down, paint shell used, and a knife again. Menace with 2 in this series so far. And yeah, this kind of sums up exactly what's been going on. It just seems like Kentucky is a little bit belligerent. All of the perfect utility being used by Fisher College is just not being respected. They just keep pushing through it. It's not working.
yeah. I mean, as we saw, Fisher would push, and still does tend to push through any util being used at them, but they are able to then, I guess, back it up in the same way that Kentucky isn't able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, they layer their own util of their own to respond, right? And that's not what they've been doing. They just gotta try to disrespect it just like that. No one to back up KJR there, and Menace pick. Those gained, they know the players are still nearby.
Off your feet!
Javi, good flash to prevent push out after the rolling thunder, but Blink finally finds the trade, and it's just Cam Laura with the cleanup duty. Good flash, good shots, and it's 8.
I mean, Kentucky can't seem to find a steady position to play, a site to get on. It's just being denied at every single corner, it seems. It's just, they just aren't able to break through these defenses, and even when they do, aren't able to hold it for very long. I think it does have to do with playing together, being able to back each other up, counter use util, and it's just not happening yet.
All right, there we go. That was a bit of a good adaptation there. Now, trying to use Teo to slow down angles that players have been peeking from. And KJR just goes in the tree and finds a free pick, and somehow Menace is still alive. Paint Show kicks KJR down, and Javi finds 2 on the backside. I have no idea how Menace is still standing, but I guess that's what I've been kind of saying all series.
One enemy remaining.
Wait up.
One
Out,
enemy
tries to find
remaining.
Blink, but Blink, it's 2 zone. And 2 ults used to really secure this last round, but we got 1 more to go.
Last
We're looking at
round
another
before the
possible
switch.
9-3 half, and I don't really know what to say. I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah, it's just same story. Which ending will it take? I mean, we saw Kentucky bring it back from a 9-3, and we've also seen them not really make much progress from a 9-3. So at this point, it's really just how is the second half going to go? We've seen how this first half goes. We know how this story kind of works. We just don't know how they're going to react second half.
Same opening utility used. And again, it's tree aggression. Then it's going to try to find the timing. Blink ready for it this time. There we go. Tejo utility used to prevent anybody from trying to flood onto the site. Regardless, here they go. KJR finds bad. Good start here. Camlord set up on the rest of the team, but Moeda finds KJR. Blink.
Last player standing.
Not done yet. He's in to drop. Camlord with 3. It's 2 left. It's going to have to be an ace if he wants to bring this one home. But the lockdown, yeah, going to force him to swing. And looks like we're staring at a 9-3 half one more time.
Switching sides.
If there's one thing about Kentucky is they like a 9-3 half at this first half. I'm sure they would have preferred themselves to be in that 9 position, but we've seen them bring it back before, and maybe we'll see them bring it back again. Haven, they were not able to, but in that first map, it was close, but they were able to do it, and they should take some sort of solstice in that and potentially do it again.
Yeah, let's see if they can, but again, I'm not really... There's a chance that this team could be better on the defense, right? I mean, Teo can be a bit suppressive, Breach can be, and KJ, that's what her crit's built for, but I mean, you're running into Clove, who loves being aggressive, Chamber, who has some really nice firepower on attack, and it's just going to make me really nervous, especially because Gecko, just one of the best initiators in the game. You can't forget it, but we haven't seen it a lot. It looks like here, Fisher going for more of a defaulty look, doing things that Kentucky wasn't, baiting out utility, trying to push and pull these rotates to get an open sight. You can play from Breakable, though, does find first blood on a Menace. And here comes the next swing, it's bad. Finding both, okay, well. Player that really has just shown throughout today, continues to do so. They get aggressive once more, pushing towards spawn, a timing. Good here from Javi, Blink not noticed. There it goes, Javi.
Last player standing.
Okay, maybe IBM, 14 health and a dream, gonna have to find 2. It's just safe positioning played here. They're looking for the double swing. They got both angles down and bad. They secure with the 3K. And up 10-3 here to start the second half. Pistol round win, and Falcons could be cruising in for a 1-0 start to the season.
Yeah, I mean, just Kentucky is fighting very hard, and you can tell that they are trying their hardest here. They aren't going down without a fight, but it's just not working out for them. At the end of the day, they just aren't able to combat Fisher's strategies, their pushes, and their util, their skills as players.
Yeah, it just seems like they have no answers. They're just pushing straight in towards Mound, and it's just going to be Lucas finding one before getting traded out. It's 2 for 2. Up to this point, they have control of the C site. With only classics in hand and very little utility. What can Kentucky really
Spike
do
planted.
here? GR
There.
wanting to go on the flank, but there's just pesky little Cypher trip. Ooh, good shot from KGR. Going to down at 1. IBM finds the first pick, but it's everybody else on site that goes down. It's going to have to be all up to KGR. It's just a little too slow. At this point, the pace isn't there, and it was close. mean, probably wouldn't have gotten a spike in time, but did find bad, and Moeda only living with 5
Please do
HP.
not mistake my smile.
Yeah,
I take this
again,
song fairly
Kentucky
seriously.
is doing their very best, and you can't deny that they are putting up a fight here. But there isn't too much happening in terms of making
That works.
progress against Fisher. They were able to get that in the first map, but were not able to get it in during Haven, and are so far not really able to make too much progress on Lotus.
But, I mean, you take a little bit of solace in the fact that 4 guns removed that round, so you should have a nice solid economic lead going into this. But as I say that, Bad still has Vandal, and that is a terrifying idea, as he already takes down KJR. Menace. Judge in hand, just gonna push straight through the smokes. Blink. Aping. The Wrath of Bad. And IBM. 9 minutes, so good start here. Like, still in the hands of the Falcons. Oh. Ridiculous. Moeda has really beat up here. B site, I think, is where they're gonna end. IBM, yeah, just the utility from the Gecko on top of the push. Overwhelming. Now up to Yugen. And Blink. Yugen finding the first on the Moeda.
Last player
Just gonna
standing.
swing alone as Blink, and the trade isn't there. It's gonna be another 1-1 for Fishers, and they're a round away from bringing home the series. And it's just gonna be an ugly force here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what else can you do as Kentucky? You have to be absolutely flawless if you want to have a chance at bringing it anywhere near overtime. I mean, 12-3 is an extremely hard hill to climb up, and we haven't seen the strategy on Lotus yet to prove they can do it.
Nice fault line to slow down that push from A. But no one's rotating over. They're just all pushing towards spawn. Spawn cleared now. Using the stealth drone. Meanwhile, A site has been completely evacuated. A single Kentucky player in sight, so it's a full retake. 2 orbs away from the Rolling Thunder. Could prove very important here. Clove smoke gonna go down onto the trip, so it should allow smoke to come through from these 2 players, and it's gonna work out. Gecko caught with utility out. Blink finds Moeda as well, but they just line up. Bad finds both, and he finds the 3rd. Bad continuing to show out. He might just bring it home. Spam through the box, not enough. There's 2 on site. Time is ticking down, and there it is. Menace
Remaining.
ending it with the judge and ending this series in style. It's a 13-3 win. And Fishers smiling and flying high start the season.
Ooh, yeah, rough last 2 maps for Kentucky. Fisher definitely earned that win. The difference in gameplay, game sense, and just overall skill, util, communication was very clear, especially on Haven and Lotus. Fracture could have been just a warm-up, you know, getting into the feel of things, coming back after such a long break from official ECAC games, and now just won it right back.
Yeah, I mean, it looked solid. I mean, the Falcons after game 1 just looked unstoppable, untouchable. And if they can continue to keep this form, maybe seeing them come playoffs. But either way, they're going to be sitting probably nice and pretty near the top of the Titans division to start things off. But as for everything else, I think that's going to wrap us up here. It was a fantastic stream, first time back. You know, despite the technical issues, we still got some high quality Valorant gameplay. And I had a fantastic time, Wes. I'm looking forward to next week. We'll bring you some more Valorant tomorrow. We got some Rocket League. I think I'll be on the desk for that too, so make sure you tune in. But you know, we got games all the time here at ECAC. always exciting. It's always high level. It's always down to the death of it. As we saw here in map 3. And yeah, but that will wrap us up. That's gonna be all. Hope everybody has a fantastic evening.
Yeah, thanks you for joining us, and good night.